micronutrients, and within that we have learned about carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and then micronutrients, all the types of vitamins. And today I'm going to start with the minerals. So today I will talk about calcium. So calcium is a very very important mineral which is required by our body, and it is generally associated with healthy bones and healthy teeth. So it definitely plays a important role for our bones and our teeth, but it is also important for blood clotting. Then it is also important for causing the muscle contraction, for regulating normal heart rhythms and the nervous system, that is the nerve functioning. So almost 99% of our body's calcium is stored in the bones, and the remaining 1% is found inside the blood, muscles, and other tissues. But that 1% is also very important. So, in order to perform these daily vital functions, our body has to keep the amount of calcium steady inside the bloods and inside the tissues. So, what happens if the calcium level drops too low inside the blood? Our parathyroid hormone, what it will do, it will signal the bones to release the calcium from the bones, and then that calcium will come inside the blood streams. So this hormone, it also activates vitamin D, and it tells that vitamin D to absorb more calcium from the intestines. So and at the same time this parathyroid gland will signal the kidneys that wait, don't throw away all the calcium. The body needs calcium, retain some calcium, right? So the calcium will retain the body will retain, the kidneys will retain the calcium from the urine. So in this way, if our body is having low calcium, it will signal the hormones, it will signal the kidneys, it will signal the vitamin D to maintain the calcium level inside the blood. In the same way, if there is more amount of calcium, then it will signal a different hormone called calcitonin, which works opposite to the parathyroid hormone. So, this calcitonin will help in reducing the calcium levels. So, it will tell the kidneys ki throw more amount of calcium out. It will stop the bones from releasing calcium. So, in this way, the our body will keep the balance of the calcium which is there inside our blood. Okay, so body will get the needed amount of calcium in these ways. So there are two ways in which our body will get the calcium. One way is by eating foods or supplements that contain calcium, and another way is by withdrawing the calcium from the bones, or getting it from the body system, from the bones, from the kidneys, stopping the kidneys from throwing the calcium, etc. So these are the two ways where the balance is maintained. So if one person does not eat enough calcium containing foods, what will happen? This calcium will be withdrawn from the bones, and what will happen eventually? If for a longer period of time that person does not eat calcium rich foods, then the bones will get weaker and weaker. The uh, calcium from the bones will be kept on withdrawing, and the porosity of the bones will start increasing. But if it happens ki only for some days calcium intake is not taken, and after that that person starts taking the calcium, then again the bones will get their calcium back. So you have to remember to keep eating the calcium rich foods on a regular basis, right? So this borrowed calcium from the bones will be given back if the body gets the calcium. if the body does not get the calcium, and then it you are at a risk of uh, getting your bones porous, right? So there are the dietary allowance for calcium for women is different, for men it is different. So for the women who are into a childbearing age, say from 19 to 50 years, they will have 1000 mg requirement. The women who are 51 plus, they will have more, that is up to 1200 mg requirement, and pregnant and lactating women will also have a bit more, because they are providing the calcium to their child as well. For men, in case of men from 19 to 70 years, it is 1000 mg, and 70 1 plus years, it is 1200 mg. This is the general calculation. Okay, so now let us see from what are the food sources from which we get the calcium. So there are several food sources. We get it from the dairy foods, then we get it from fruits, from green leafy vegetables, different beans, different nuts, and some starchy vegetables are the good sources of calcium. From dairy products, what are the dairy products? Then that is cow milk, goat milk, sheep milk, some fortified plant based milks like almond milk, soya milk, rice milk also. Then we get it from cheese, we get it from yogurt, we get it from calcium fortified orange juices. Calcium is added to those juices. Okay. Then vegetables, we get it from winter squash, green soya beans, tofu, which is made with which is added with calcium sulfate, or made using calcium sulfate. Then some fish like sardines, salmon. Okay, we get it from almonds, and we get it from leafy greens as well. Okay, now uh, there is a word called as bioavailability of calcium. So if a dairy product is having certain amount of calcium and a leafy vegetable is having certain amount of calcium, it depends on the bioavailability, means how much calcium is available absorbed for being absorbed by the body. So if we compare dairy product and a green leafy vegetable, the dairy product is having less bioavailability as compared to the green leafy vegetable. Yes, but it again has one thing: the green leafy vegetables may have some anti nutrients which may block the absorption of calcium. So we have to maintain a balance of dairy products and a balance of green leafy vegetables as well. Now many of them, they say ki vegan people who do not have any dairy products or any animal products, how will they get calcium? So it is not the thing, because there are lots and lots plant based foods which are having calcium, which are calcium rich. For example, we have ragi, we have almonds, we have drumsticks which are high in calcium, moringa, that is also called moringa. So we have people have moringa supplements for getting calcium. Then we have ragi. I think I have already talked about ragi. Yes, dry figs are very good for calcium. So there are several other foods, even if you are not having dairy products, there are several other foods which you can take for calcium. You can consume for getting the required amount of calcium. What can the deficiency cause? Means what will happen if someone is deficient in calcium? So they may feel there is muscle cramping and muscle weakness. They may feel some numbness or tingling in the fingers, because calcium is helpful for the nervous system also. They may feel some abnormal heartbeats, heart rate is going abnormal. They may have poor appetite. Okay, people who are having thyroid, especially hypothyroid, they may need more amount of calcium as a supplement as compared to normal people. And if you're not eating calcium rich foods, as I said previously, your bones may become brittle because the calcium required into the blood will be withdrawn from your bones and the bones will become porous. Yes. So many of the senior citizens, you must have heard, here they slept inside the bathroom and they got a fracture. Why this is happening? Because uh, according to the age, the intake of those people reduces, and many of them, they do not take any calcium supplements as well, or they will take for few days and then they will stop taking it. And what happens? The required calcium is taken away from the bones and their bones will start becoming brittle and brittle, and the absorption capacity of the body will also decrease according to the age, right? So uh, it is very important. Previously it was said that 40 plus you should start having calcium supplements, but nowadays it is we should start having calcium supplements 30 or 35 plus age only, because we are eating too less of calcium rich foods. So supplementation has become a need. But if you are consuming calcium rich foods, well and good, then you won't need a supplement. So look after the ingredients what you are having. Do you have calcium in those foods? And accordingly you can decide for yourself. So that's all for today about calcium. Thank you and meet you all again. Bye for today.